All right, so maybe you have been watching our channel for some time and you see little bits and pieces about moving to different cities. 7 reasons to move here. Let's talk about the schools here, why people are leaving here. But I've had a lot of you reach out to me and ask for a full guide, the ultimate video that walks you through everything you need to know about living in a specific city. That's exactly what today's video is, the full guide to living in Menifee, California. I'm going to cover everything. We're gonna talk about the pros, the cons, the schools, the entertainment, the nightlife, the shopping, everything you need to know about living in Menifee, California. This video covers it. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley, from new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming here to the Valley. I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. So like I said, you guys have reached out and said, we need the ultimate video, the one-stop shop video that tells us everything we need to know about living in X city. And that's what we're doing today. We're gonna break it all down for you. Menifee, California, let's go. So let's start off with a breakdown on why people love living in Menifee, California. Why do people choose to live here? It is number one, affordability. It is a nice, clean, new area, relatively new city that has a new suburban vibe to it. It still feels like a small town, although it is a boom town, top 10 boom town in the entire country. Menifee, California is growing very quickly. So people love it here because of the upside. There's things to do. It's very family friendly. The schools are great and improving over time. It's great for first-time home buyers, for retirees, and anybody in between. So there is a lot that Menifee has to offer and that attracts people here. It's one of the most affordable places to live in Southern California, and as it continues to grow, it has people flocking here in droves, and they absolutely love to call Menifee home. Now, why people don't like living in Menifee, let's give you the flip side to that and give you the honest shake before we dive in. People don't like living here because of the hot summers. It does get pretty darn warm here, which we will touch on, but you can see several days up over the 100 to 105 degree mark during the summer, with the average landing somewhere in the mid 90 degree mark. So that is something that drives people away. It's also a newer developed city, and so the infrastructure is not quite there. The shops that you're looking for are maybe just currently under construction and not totally there yet. So you're going to have to be patient if you move to Menifee. And also the traffic can be a little bit to deal with in Menifee, especially as you're looking to get in or out of Menifee and commute north or south out of here for work, as most people that live in Menifee are going to be commuters. So those are some of the cons, some of the things that people have complained about when it comes to living in Menifee, and you've just got to weigh out whether those pros outweigh the cons. So a brand new segment that we've been adding to these full guide videos is a shopping segment. You guys have asked for it, so here it is. It's something that I have neglected to put out there because I'm just an online shopper, so I'm not really looking at those stores. But when it comes to shopping in Menifee, California, you actually have quite a few options. I just said a few moments ago that it's a little limited as far as what's already built. There's new things coming, but it's not fully established yet. But you still have many of the main hubs. You've got the Menifee Marketplace as well as Menifee Town Center, and each of those comes with everything you're really looking for. You've already got your Targets and Lowe's and Home Depots and grocery stores. All of those pieces are already here. So the big box chain stuff is already in place, and we're starting to see even more of that being developed here as the years press on and as growth continues inside of Menifee, but you've already got all the big stuff there. And now anything that you are currently missing in Menifee, the good news is neighboring Murrieta and Temecula already have it all. So whatever you don't currently have that you find in Menifee right now is just a 10 to 15 minute drive away for you. If you're looking for a mall, you're gonna be heading down into Temecula, so maybe 15, 20 minutes tops from wherever you are in Menifee. And so you've got all the options locally, and then if you're just still itching for a little bit more, you just drive a little bit further and it's gonna be there for you already. Now let's talk about dining or food in Menifee. So there's a lot of options currently. If you look at the map, the 215 freeway runs right through the middle of Menifee, and one of the major roads there that runs across the 215 freeway is Newport Road. Newport Road has all you need when it comes to food and shopping. So this is going to be your main hub where you're going to head for all of those things. And that's really great. But you've got all of the restaurants that you may be looking for. There is a Texas Roadhouse, Buffalo Wild Wings. You've got a lot of the big chain type restaurants have already attracted themselves there. And then you've got all the fast food that you can need if you are looking for a Wendy's or McDonald's or Sonic or anything along those lines. It's already there right off of Newport Road in Menifee. And then outside of that, you've got local restaurants like the Breakfast Club in Menifee, a great place to have breakfast. And you've actually got a pretty nice fine dining restaurant called Savage Chef. It's actually one of my favorites to head to. Make sure you make reservations because currently their location is pretty small. Maybe some plans to expand that in the future, but that's a really great option as well. But it's kind of hidden inside of a retail shopping center, so you wouldn't really expect it to be there, but it's a great choice for some really good food and drinks. So when it comes to dining, you're not gonna be super limited there. You know, obviously if you were to drive like for fine dining experiences, you're gonna get much more of that as you head into Orange County or San Diego, but that's the case anywhere you live inside of the Temecula Valley. The really nice restaurants are further out, but even if you feel like you've run out of options inside of Menifee, again, a quick drive to Murrieta or Temecula is going to open up much more of those options for you. Next up, let's talk about entertainment or things to do in Menifee. Now, I'm going to just preface this with, if you are looking for major sporting events or big concerts, anything like that, you're gonna be driving outside of Menifee. And that's, again, the case with anything in the Temecula Valley. You're just not gonna have those big things right here. You're gonna have to drive a little bit further for that. But there are over 40 parks in Menifee. If you have a family, or if you just love to hang out outdoors and enjoy the scenery around you, Menifee's got that. 40 parks, it is a ton. So if you are looking to get outdoors, there is a great option for you there. In Menifee, you're also going to find trails and playgrounds and sports parks and leagues and golfing. There's golf courses in Menifee, and so you've got options on things to do there. Now, as far as like nightlife and being out on the town, that's gonna be a little bit limited. So if you're looking for things to do, past 10 p.m., that's just not gonna happen inside of Menifee. You're often going to be traveling down into Old Town Temecula for that, which is even a little bit limited on that side. And if you're looking for, anything beyond that, you're gonna be typically traveling south down into San Diego or up into Orange County to experience some of those things. But again, the nice thing is the location of Menifee puts you just about an hour, a little over an hour away to some of those major cities that are gonna have the much more vibrant nightlife that you may be looking for if that's your thing. Now, outside of Menifee, just in the neighboring Temecula Valley, you still have a lot to do. Again, I mentioned Old Town Temecula. You've got the wineries out in Temecula. You've got Lake Elsinore Storm, the minor league baseball team in neighboring Lake Elsinore. And so you've got options, you've got things to do. You've got Pechanga, the largest casino in California, which is also located in Temecula. So if you're looking for, again, some things to do, Menifee's got some stuff inside. You go a little bit further outside into the Temecula Valley, and then a little bit even further out into San Diego or Orange County beyond that. All right, now we're going to dive a little bit more into the financial aspect of living in Menifee, California. What do those costs look like for things? Step number one is to stop and talk about property taxes. Now, when you move to Menifee, California, you definitely want to have a real estate agent on your side that can help walk you through what the property taxes look like. Now, I'm gonna give you some numbers here, but you'll see why that's incredibly important. So when it comes to living in Menifee, your property taxes can range from 1.1% all the way up to about 2.3%. Now, that may not sound like a lot to you, but a 1% difference can cost you several $100s per month in your monthly mortgage payment with that impounded tax number in there. And so if you are looking for an affordable home and then we find you a high property tax rate, we've kind of just washed out any savings you may have gotten from saving a little bit of dollars on the home. So it's super important if you're moving to Menifee for the affordability that you also locate a low property tax area that can help you save on that monthly payment. So that varies greatly. Now, why does it vary greatly? It's because of what you've heard as Mello-Roos or special assessment taxes. So you've got the same base tax rate across the board. 1.1% is your base tax rate here for the area, but each different development comes with different bonds or special assessments that have been levied against that property, and you have to pay those every single year. And that can make that tax rate go up significantly if there are a lot of those special assessments left on that property. So that's something to consider. Make sure that you work with an expert. Feel free to reach out to myself and my team so we can help you navigate through that as you begin to explore Menifee. Next up, let's talk about HOAs or homeowners associations. That is a thing that we've got out here. So the newer developments, as I've said, Menifee continues to develop and bring in new construction, all of that. Most of those new developments are coming in with HOA fees. So the newer construction stuff, you're going to be looking at a little bit higher HOA fee, somewhere between $50 to $150 a month, and that's just going to completely depend on the amenities that they may or may not offer inside of that community. So if you're looking for something built a little bit newer, expect to pay some of those HOA fees. Now, there are some communities that give you like awesome bang for your buck as far as those amenities go, where you're paying that HOA due, but you feel like you're actually getting some out of it. And to be honest, there are some HOAs that you're like, what am I paying for? Why is that even there? And so that's important to work with a real estate agent to make sure that you can identify what you're looking for as far as those amenities and what that threshold for that monthly payment is for you there. Now, there are other areas of Menifee that come with no HOA at all. So if you're like, hey, I want to be able to do whatever I want with my home and I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my place, that's fine. There are absolutely options in Menifee. So we can absolutely find you something HOA or non-HOA depending on what you're looking for. Now let's talk about those home prices. What can you expect to pay for a home in Menifee? Well, that currently average home price right now is between $540,000 to $580,000. Now, if you are watching this video in the near future, then make sure you reach out directly to us to get an update on what those prices look like, keeping in mind that these prices are going to go up as Menifee continues to develop. So you can absolutely find yourself a starter home for under $500,000 in the Menifee area, and it can go up beyond that. And there are some properties here in the area that will go for up over $1 million, you know, something on a little bit more property, because there is developed Menifee, which has all the new construction, your standard tract home neighborhoods, and then there are much larger acreage properties with homes on several acres in some of the more rural parts of Menifee. Now, over time, potentially those go away and be taken over by tract home neighborhoods as basically population demand forces new homes to be built, but that's probably in the far distant future, and there is plenty of wide open land inside of Menifee currently. Now, if you are looking to rent in Menifee, California, that average rental price for a 3-bedroom home right now is sitting around $2,800 per month. Anything larger than that, you can push up into $3,400 or $3,500 per month. And then you can find yourself like what's really popular here in the area are next-gen homes. It's basically a home with an apartment attached to it, usually like a 1-bedroom or a studio type apartment attached to it. And a lot of people rent those out to people to supplement those house payments that they've got. And you can usually pick up one of those units for anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 per month. And you can expect apartments to be just around $2,000 a month for your 1-bedroom to studio apartment here in the area. So rent is affordable relative to the rest of the area as well. Now let's talk about the cost of living. What does it actually cost, on a monthly basis to live in Menifee? Well, you will be happy to hear that it is below the California average. So when looking at things, you are below the average monthly expenses inside of Menifee, which is really great. So that's going to include your groceries, your dining, your gas, your utilities. All of those pieces fall under the California average. And on top of that, you are still, again, more affordable than the rest of the Temecula Valley currently. So that means it's a very affordable place to live. Now, if you're looking into specific numbers for that, we do have a video, Cost of Living in Menifee. Feel free to check that video out as well, and that will walk you through the exact numbers as far as cost of living go. But again, keep in mind, below the California average. Now let's get on to the school system for Menifee. You've got Menifee Union School District and also Paris, which serves some parts of Menifee currently. Right now there are 13 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and several high schools throughout Menifee. So you've got plenty of options there. Some of the popular high schools, you've got Paloma Valley and Heritage. And then you've got also some higher education options. You've got a local community college. Mount San Jacinto Community College is an option to attend there. Now, if you're looking for higher education, you want to go to a Cal State or University of California school, those options aren't too far from here either. You can head south into San Diego, up into Riverside, or into San Bernardino to quickly get to some of those options as well. So when it comes to education, it's pretty well-rounded. You've got a lot of options for that, and the school system in Menifee is growing. So it is growing, test scores are improving. That has historically been a weakness to Menifee, honestly. When compared to Murrieta and Temecula, the rankings of the schools are a little bit lower in Menifee, and they still currently are. But as people move in, as the city continues to grow and expand and tax revenue comes in, that gets poured back into those school systems and actually helps to improve things along the way. And so we've steadily been seeing those scores rise year over year and start to catch up a little bit closer to higher scoring Murrieta and Temecula. So we use greatschools.org to break down those school grades, and so you should check that out for yourself, and you can plug in some of those schools in Menifee to see exactly the reviews and the test scores and the overall grade for those schools, so you know what you're getting into ahead of time with the school system in Menifee. Now let's talk about safety in Menifee. A lot of people call us about what it's like living in any of the towns here in the Temecula Valley and say, tell me about the safety. It's a pretty safe community overall. Menifee specifically is actually below the national average as far as crime goes, and so it's one of the safer options to live in the area. So Menifee actually recently introduced its own police department in 2020, and so Menifee now has its own police force, and they are great. Really proactive with things. You see them out patrolling and doing a great job interacting with the community. They're at just about every single community event and seem happy to be there and happy to engage with you and have conversations about what's going on in the city. So you've got some, that police department behind you there, and lower than average crime statistics, which just makes it a great place to live and really safe for you and the family. Now let's talk a little bit about the types of homes offered in Menifee. That's a question we get a lot. Is it all single family? Is it all condos? What are we looking at? So Menifee's got quite a diverse landscape when it comes to the type of homes offered. A ton of single family homes. If you are looking for a single family home with a backyard, your average 7,000 square foot lot, Menifee has a ton of that. As new construction comes in, that is adding much more to those single family numbers. So a lot of options there. You've got some older homes built in the 80s and 90s, and you've got the brand new construction that has really been booming here since 2018 inside of Menifee. So a lot of newer options as well, and some brand new options. Lots of those coming up in Menifee. Make sure to check out those home tours on our channel here as well, where we actually walk you through the floor plans to see what those look like. So those are some great options there. Now we also have plenty of condos and townhomes in Menifee as well. So if you're looking to get into that starter price point and maybe you're younger and you don't want all the hassle of a yard and some of that, or maybe you're retired and don't want to deal with all that comes along with it, a townhouse or a condo option is really great, and Menifee does offer that as well. Another unique feature to Menifee is there is quite a segment of 55 plus communities. So if you are looking for a senior retirement community, Menifee does offer that. There's a whole section of Menifee called Sun City, which was built out to be an entire 55 plus community. And so there's options for you there. And on top of that, I mentioned a little bit earlier, there's a ton of rural development as well. So if you are like, hey, I don't want to live in that tract home neighborhood, I want a little bit of land to call my own, you've got that as well. You might be looking at a manufactured home sitting on some of that land. That's what a lot of it is currently, but there are also some custom stick-built single-family homes sitting on property in Menifee as well. So I would say really whatever you're looking for as far as home type, Menifee currently has that. How about jobs in Menifee? Where are you gonna work if you live here? Well, Menifee is mostly a bedroom community or a commuter town. Basically meaning you're gonna live here and you're likely going to work elsewhere. So that's totally normal, totally be expected in the Temecula Valley. Most of the cities in the Temecula Valley are the exact same way. Now there are some local opportunities. Obviously you've got a ton of retail and restaurants and things like that that you can work in. Outside of that, if you're in education, you've got plenty of opportunity. You know, police, fire, all of those pieces. You've got some local opportunities, as well as a little bit of healthcare can keep you right here in the local area. But outside of that, if you have any other sort of career, you're likely commuting south into San Diego, north into Riverside, into LA or Orange County, and you're gonna be dealing with a little bit of a commute. So that's something you want to factor in before you decide to call Menifee home. You're gonna be sitting on the freeway for a little bit of time. Now, what has seen a big boom inside of Menifee are remote workers who maybe used to have to be in San Diego and used to have to be in LA, but were allowed to go remote due to COVID and some other changes. And so that has allowed people to seek affordable housing outside of some of those major cities. And then maybe they only have to commute into the office once or twice a week and then work from home the rest of the time. So there are some options for you there. So if you're gonna work from home, Menifee's great. You're not even gonna have to worry about any of the traffic. But if you do have to commute down into San Diego or up into Riverside, Orange County, LA, expect to sit in some traffic, which we'll touch on here in just a bit. So let's move on now to talk about that transportation and commute. So when it comes to living in Menifee, you've got the 215 freeway is your main freeway to get in or out of Menifee. And that will lead you, north or south, and then you can connect on to other freeways to get where you're headed from there. Now, when it comes to traffic in Menifee, you're going to, as we said earlier, going to be commuting likely for work. So that means rush hour traffic on that 215 freeway headed north or south, you're going to expect to run into some issues. So technically, and this is where people always yell at me on these videos, but technically the average commute time for somebody living in Menifee right now is at 45 minutes. Now everyone's gonna come on here and go, no way, you can't get to San Diego in 45 minutes. I totally understand. But keep in mind, some people get to commute from Menifee and commute to Murrieta or to Temecula, and some go down to San Diego. If you're going down to San Diego, it will take much longer than 45 minutes. I totally understand. So understand that. You're gonna have some traffic when it comes to that. And right now, honestly, as I mentioned, Menifee is growing and expanding. And it's going to take you a while to get anywhere that you're going, just because the streets haven't developed quite the way that they haven't been able to keep up with the population growth over time. So the side streets do get heavily congested, as well as the freeway. So keep in mind, you're gonna need a little bit of patience until that can be resolved over time as some of those roads are expanded. I mentioned earlier that if you're gonna go anywhere for food or dining or anything like that, you're gonna be right off of Newport in the 215, and that's where everything is, which means when you're trying to get to those things, so is everybody else. Newport at the 215 is jam-packed. You're gonna sit through several cycles of lights to get anywhere that you're looking to go there. So it can be a little frustrating, especially if you're not used to traffic. But I think over time, as you live here, you just kind of learn to live with it. And that's what you've got for now. But we do expect some relief on that over time as some of those side streets continue to. Now, also touching on the transportation traffic side of things, talk about public transportation. We've had some questions on that in the future. It's pretty limited in Menifee, honestly. So having a car here is pretty essential. So make sure that that is in the budget for you on things. And if you're looking to just completely get out of town, you need to fly out of here. You're looking at two major airports. Number one being Ontario Airport, north of Menifee. You're going to be looking at about an hour drive to get there. And then if you are looking to head south into San Diego, you've got that airport there. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive for you there. So we always say everything from Menifee or everything from the Temecula Valley is right at an hour away, and those airports prove that as well. Now, lastly here, let's touch on healthcare. So I know that's important to you guys as you choose where to live, and Menifee is not short on healthcare at all. You do have the Menifee Valley Medical Center as an option for healthcare there, several urgent cares, all that you need right there locally. Now, outside of that, there are a ton of great options if you just travel even just a little bit further south into Murrieta or Temecula. You've got several hospitals. You've got Temecula Valley Hospital, Loma Linda, Rancho Springs Medical Center. So you've got tons of options for that. Now, what I always say here is there's plenty of options for that. There's plenty of local doctors, local practices, everything you need on the healthcare side of things here locally. But honestly, if you're going in for some sort of major procedure, some sort of surgery, anything like that, you're likely going to be headed outside of our area. Or if you're looking for some really specialty doctor, it's probably going to be outside of the area currently. So just set that expectation. You know, anytime my kids have had their tonsils removed or you know, anything like that, we're typically headed down into San Diego, especially when you're talking like children's, you're really headed to like Rady's in San Diego. And so there's a lot more specialized healthcare there. Again, just about an hour away to get you down into the San Diego side of things. So you've got options. A lot of what you're going to need is all here locally, but anything beyond that, you may be looking to drive you know, south or maybe up in Orange County for some specialized medical care. All right, so that is it for our ultimate guide to living in Menifee, California. I hope you enjoyed today's content. I know these are long ones, so thank you for sticking with me through this entire thing. If you have any questions about moving to Menifee, California, or to the Temecula Valley in general, my team would love to chat with you. We make these videos to start the conversation, to start the wheels turning, get you some of the information you need to begin to decide if this is the area for you, but you're gonna have more questions than what we can actually answer in these videos, and everyone has their own personal questions that they would like to ask. So reach out to us. We would love to chat with you and love to help you through this process. You can call us, you can text us, you can send an email, and you can even schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation with a member from my team. Just go down in the description below, click the link, it takes you directly to our calendar, and you can schedule right there to have a one-on-one Zoom consultation and chat through any questions that you may have. So thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's content, like it, share it with a friend who may need to hear about it. I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.